First of all, it is necessary to understand that a Christian is not a person who calls himself a Christian or whom others call a Christian. A Christian is one who lives in accordance with Christ's precepts. Such as we are, we cannot be Christians. In order to be Christians, we must be able to do. We cannot do. With us, everything happens. Christ says, love your enemies. But how can we love our enemies when we cannot even love our friends? Sometimes it loves, and sometimes it does not love. Such as we are, we cannot even really desire to be Christians because, again, sometimes it desires and sometimes it does not desire. And one and the same thing cannot be desired for long, because suddenly, instead of desiring to be a Christian, a person remembers a very good but very expensive carpet that he has seen in a shop, and instead of wishing to be a Christian, he begins to think how he can manage to buy this carpet, forgetting all about Christianity. Or if somebody else does not believe what a wonderful Christian he is, he will be ready to eat him alive or to roast him on hot coals. In order to be a good Christian, one must be. To be means to be master of oneself. If a person is not his own master, he has nothing and can have nothing. And he cannot be a Christian. He is simply a machine, an automaton. A machine cannot be a Christian. Think for yourselves. Is it possible for a motor car or a typewriter or a gramophone to be Christian? They are simply things which are controlled by chance. They are not responsible. They are machines. To be a Christian means to be responsible. Responsibility comes later when a person even partially ceases to be a machine and begins, in fact, and not only in words, to desire to be a Christian. A Christian is a person who is able to fulfill the commandments. A person who is able to do all that is demanded of a Christian, both with his mind and his essence, is called a Christian without quotation marks. A person who, in his mind, wishes to do all that is demanded of a Christian, but can do so only with his mind and not with his essence, is called pre-Christian. And a person who can do nothing, even with his mind, is called a non-Christian. There exists a Christianity number one, that is to say, paganism in the guise of Christianity. Christianity number two is an emotional religion, sometimes very pure but without force, sometimes full of bloodshed and horror, leading to the Inquisition, to religious wars. Christianity number three, instances of which are afforded by various forms of Protestantism, is based upon dialectic, argument, theories, and so forth. Then there is Christianity number four, of which men, number one, number two, and number three, have no conception whatever. In actual fact, Christianity number one, number two, and number three is simply external imitation. Only person number four strives to be a Christian, and only person number five can actually be a Christian. For to be a Christian means to have the being of a Christian, that is, to live in accordance with Christ's precepts. Person number one, number two, and number three cannot live in accordance with Christ's precepts, because with them everything happens. Today it is one thing, and tomorrow it is quite another thing. Today they are ready to give away their last shirt, and tomorrow to tear a person to pieces because he refuses to give up his shirt to them. They are swayed by every chance event. They are not masters of themselves, and therefore they cannot decide to be Christians and really be Christians. Real love is the basis of all, the foundations, the source. The religions have perverted and deformed love. It was by love that Jesus performed miracles. Real love joined with magnetism. All accumulated vibrations create a current. This current brings the force of love. Real love is a cosmic force which goes through us. If we crystallize it, it becomes a power, the greatest power in the world.